going on a journey tonight, so I'm going to have to top that up. But let's talk about what's been going on. Firstly, for those that have been waiting, I do apologise in the delay of this video. I've just been a little bit busy. The background is I discovered that my car was smoking more than usual. I did try to change the PCB valve, which was already replaced, and it would appear that was done by the previous owner, which draws my suspicions to the fact that the previous owner knew this car had issues and got shot as fast as he could. You've already seen a teaser as to what's happening in this video, but if you want a bit more background, there's a previous part 1 to this, which you can find, well, it's not up there, but it's up there. So let's go back to winter on a mighty cold day at Stockton Auto Services and see what was done.
That's just, excuse me, just water getting into it, so it's just like condensation.
There was a bit in the cover, yeah.
Maybe on the bottom of there.
In fact, that seems to be worse than it has been for a while.
We'll see it when we take the valve cover off. There we go. So that's not what you want to see.
No. So what might that mean?
So that'll mean that there's a little gasket that runs down here.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps oil out of the spark plug wells. And of course, when that goes, they fill it with oil, like you might be able to see down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's got water on it. That's nice. That one seems to be the worst. So far, at least. I'm not filling you with confidence here, am I, Matt?
No, but at the end of the day, I knew it was potentially bad.
Oh yeah, no, that's the worst one. Oh dear. That one's actually pooling with oil. I'm surprised that didn't foul the coil.
It's not looking good news. But I suspected that. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes he is, but usually it's German cars because of his Audi.
Safe on getting in the way.
That's right.
It's going to probably cost me more than $1,000 to get this done properly.
What do you put on your YouTube thing? Don't buy a Mini.
Oh jeez.
So that's water. Stagnant water, that's why it's going like that.
It's also a huge relief that I found out that the timing chain was good in this car. That's around about £1,000 job. So if you're looking at buying a Mini, it might be worth looking at the mileage and maybe just having a good listen to that engine to hear if there are any rattles. But the advice is you don't really have to change the timing chains until about 100,000 miles. Take that with a pinch of salt. So the timing chain's all right?
Yeah, it does look all right. It doesn't look too stretched or anything.
It's just the rest of it.
Yeah, it's you can see here, it's literally just sat water. Little bubble.
So what we're talking, head gasket?
Probably not. It's more just water seeping in through the valve cover gasket, or it could be.
So it could still just be the rocker cover gasket?
Yeah, and it could just be condensation over time.
It's hard to say whether this has actually resolved the smoking engine issue because at the moment it's quite cold in the UK and engines generally tend to smoke a lot more in the cold, so we need to see what happens in the warmer weather. But what I can say is the rocker cover gasket definitely needed changing in this car. There was oil all around the cylinder and it was using a lot of oil, which again they do say these engines use a lot of oil. So if you buy one and you feel like it's using a lot of oil, I wouldn't panic too much because generally speaking, they say that these engines use a lot of oil. But in a nutshell, the rocker cover gasket needed doing on my car, so it's done. So that's another thing ticked off the list. if you do think you've got a similar issue with your car, then my advice is definitely check out that PCB valve first, but have a good look around your engine block. See if you've got any oil seeping around where the rocker cover head goes onto the main engine block. And if you have, then it's time for it to go into the garage, or maybe you're lucky enough to have space to do it yourself at home. And if that's the case, crack on. It's going to save you money if you can do it yourself.